have access. So how many people are you really going to be able to reach?
So what we are doing is to bring as much young people, especially young people, on the platform. Is we are working together with our traditional authorities. We are working together with our regional councillors. We are working together with our local authority councillors, so that they can then create that access for the young people. Because we do know and we understand that a lot of the young people living in those parts of our country are challenged with smart gadgets. So what we are coming up with is for leaders in the community then to facilitate the process, to give the young people that access that is needed for them to participate in this workshop. Moreover, what we encourage the young people to do, even in today's session that we had, is that it does not matter to whether you have a smartphone or not, but as long as you get access. So what we are saying is, if you have one phone, use that one phone. You can be 3, you can be 2, you can be it does not matter. So that as long as you get the necessary information that we are equipping you with through the workshop. So that's really ours. We don't want to see it as a barrier, but we are saying that let us use it, because often at times you sit around and you use this excuse and say that the young people in the rural areas do not have smart gadgets. So what you then do is you say we can't have it online, and at the same time, you are faced with the necessary resources to go down to those areas and to equip these young people. So how long will we sit and how long will we give excuses rather than come up with alternative means to equip these young people, Nina?
Awesome. Talk us through some of the topics, Issaskar, that will be covered and the skills that the participants will learn during the workshop.
Okay, so today we started our first day. This was our day 1. It was quite interesting. We started our conversation around democracy 101. So we have an awesome presenter from Namibia Needs Me. It's a project that's ongoing through the Namibia Institute of Democracy. So we had a presenter in the name of Mr. Ginola Nozep. So he was our presenter for today's session, and he was engaging the young people, teaching them about democracy and the branches of government. And Nina, you wouldn't believe for some people that even often at times operate in the space of civil societies and already operate in the space of government, you turn at times not to focus and to forget these things. So it was quite a refreshing session that we had, breaking down the different organs of government, telling the young people about checks and balances that exist within our governance structure, and overall just the awesome governance infrastructure that we have in Namibia. You just get to appreciate it and get to understand it from the inside perspective also.
Tell me, Issaskar, why is it so important for RuralRise community, to involve the individuals in the rural communities in civic life and governance processes?
Now, Nina, if you can check our latest statistics, about 29.8 young people between the ages of 15 and 34 live in rural areas. That's comparison.
That's 29.8%.
That's 29.8%. That's according to our stats now, and that's now in contrast to those that live in urban areas that are somewhere 38.9, 38.8, 30.89. That's the percentage that you have. Now that in itself tells you that we have a large number of young people that live in these areas. So we cannot leave these young people, and we cannot say that development will come to this country, and we cannot say that everyone is participating in the process of decision making, in the process of policies, if we leave such a large number of our population because they live in rural areas behind. So that's why we as RuralRise, we say that everyone must be included. And that's why, Nina, last year we did what we call community dialogues in rural areas. We went down to these young people. That's when we have resources, we go in person. But when we see that, okay, we have passion, we have objectives to meet as an organization, but we are challenged with the means. So what do? We find alternative means in this day and time that we live in to do. And this is exactly what we are doing. We resorted to being online because work must continue. Resources cannot limit the work.
Tomorrow is the second day of the workshop.
Yes.
So what's expected to unfold there?
So tomorrow, in our workshop, tomorrow we are going to unfold civic responsibilities and rights. So in tomorrow's session, we are going to tell the young people about their civic responsibilities also. And when we are talking about civil responsibilities, Nina, we are talking about participating in elections. We are talking about participating and getting into the rooms or the young people must enter the spaces. That's what we are saying. Because to develop this country and to take this country where we want it to go, young people must be at the forefront. And I'm not just talking about young people in the urban areas. I'm talking about young people in your villages, young people in the settlements. Those young people need to penetrate the spaces. And that's what we want to tell the young people. We want to tell them that you have a right to vote. You have a right to hold leaders accountable. This is your country. In as much as the other person that lives in an urban area reserves that same right, you yourself in that rural community area, you reserve that very same right. And no one can tell you any different. That's what we are trying to tell the young people. We are empowering them through these sessions.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, looking ahead, Issaskar, beyond this workshop, what's RuralRise's, long-term goals when it comes to civic empowerment and community development?
So, particularly there by community development, us as RuralRise, we have a series of programs that we are having. Not just the civic education, but civic education is something that we are also very passionate about, particularly also knowing the time that we are living in, the election atmosphere that's going to hit us somewhere mid-year and towards the end of this year. Because, mind you, these are very critical elections that are coming up, Nina. And just in today's session, we're being told that these elections actually are so important that the people that we are going to put in power determine whether development will come in your local area.
That's
right. So this is what we were telling the young people even in today's session. We were telling them, if you want change in your area, you need to take your local authority elections serious. You need to take your regional council elections serious, because those people ultimately will set the trajectory whether there will be development in that area for the next 5 or 6 years or not. So these are just the things that we're saying. Moreover, we are looking at having what we call a community, a rural youth empowerment summit. This is a summit that we are looking at. I think as time unfolds, we'll again maybe come even through you guys on these platforms just to unfold also, because it's a very interesting summit that we are planning to host, bringing together stakeholders, bringing together rural youth, equipping them, having different themes under this summit. It's going to be like a 3-day summit that we are planning. So these are just some of the things that we are planning. Ours ultimately, Nina, is to empower the young people that live in the rural communities. These people should not feel left behind. They should feel part of the development and part of the advancement of this country.
Issaskar, it was lovely having you here with us, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Nina. Cheers.
We'll be back after this brief break. Our conversations will continue here on the Daily Roundup. Stay with us.